show a red?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon everyone. My name is Marr, and I am affiliated with the Sea Shepherd. I'm not exactly a Sea Shepherd, so but we're all friends. We all have the same objectives and aims. Campaign report. This is a very, very short one, 5 to 7 minutes, so I have to be pretty fast. We'll talk about two things. One is against hunting on land. Sea Shepherd obviously is going to talk about against hunting in the ocean. And I've already spoken on Friday night about the Hunter Harassment Act, and the Hunter Harassment Statute was also spoken about by, I forgot who, but anyway, in the banquet, so I don't need to re-elaborate that. Suffice it to say that it is a totally, in my opinion, totally illegal and illogical and unjust system of laws that we must overturn. That hunters hold the key to the entire direction of your country. I have never come across any government, from the federal government on down to the state government, down to the county government, down to the city government, that is not pro-hunting, and that is not run by hunters. In New Jersey, let me just give you one example. New Jersey has the lowest hunter percentage to the population, less than 1% of the population. However, the New Jersey state constitution stipulates that of the 11 voting members of the Fish and Game Commission, which determines hunting policy in New Jersey, at least 6 must be hunters. That is stipulated right in the state constitution. And usually it works up to be 11 out of 11 are hunters. Not just pro-hunters, but hunters. So there was no chance for us on the outside, even though we are the vast majority, to be able to determine that hunting should be stopped, or should be at least controlled, and the Hunter Harassment Acts demolished. So we have to challenge them openly in court. And I have a plan to, well, Jan Haddinson is attacking the Pennsylvania state Hunter Harassment Statute, and I will be orchestrating, at least because I'm Canadian, I cannot directly launch any legal pursuit, but In Defense of Animals is interested in being one of the major national organizations to take this on, and I will be building a coalition of grassroots as well as regional groups to support IDA, and also Farm may want to participate in this as well. So it may turn out to be quite a large campaign, because after the Pennsylvania one has been defeated, then we will go on to, I aim to go on to New Jersey and then Ohio, and then, you know, one after another. All 50 states have hunter harassment statutes that violate the First Amendment, freedom of speech guarantee. The US Constitution is being violated by the state statute. So that's the one thing I intend to do. The next thing is that I used to be a tiger conservationist. I used to go to India. I went to India 3 times to try to save the Bengal tiger, and there was 1 species. Now I have to turn my attention to millions of species at once because of global warming. Global warming is going to impact us big time, no question. By the end of this century, it is estimated that the Amazon rainforest, which contains 1/3 of the world's species, and assuming that the world's total number of species is 20 million, the Amazon contains about 7 million species, and because of global warming, it is destined for at least to become a savanna, if not a desert. And if that happens, 7 million species in the Amazon alone will be lost because of our one greedy, unprincipled species. So, but we do have a very highly principled segment of our own species, and I'm looking at samples of this segment, and we are very powerful in my opinion. Every one of us in this room is worth 1,000 pillages out there. Yeah. So if we just put our engines in gear and put it in high gear, we can reverse this situation. But we're running extremely short of time. So I don't know if I'm personally running short of time now or out. You have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm sure that you don't know. If anybody knows that, let me know. It's called latent heat of fusion. Imagine you have a bowl of ice water. You apply slow heat to it. What's going to happen? Do you think that the ice water is going to increase in temperature? No, it won't. It's going to stay at slightly higher than 0 degrees until all the ice is melted, no matter how much heat you add. And imagine the Arctic Ocean being this bowl of ice water, and the heat being infused into this is solar heat that is absorbed by the ocean being opened due to the ice having melted. Now, all this heat is going into the Arctic Ocean, but the temperature is not rising because all the heat is going into melting the ice. And we are heading for a huge heating after all the ice that's melted, because after that bowl of ice has melted and you keep on adding heat to it, the temperature will rise until it goes up to the boiling point. And this is what we're heading for. The latent heat is being absorbed by the melting ice, but the ice is getting less and less and less. The year 2007 was a huge meltdown which goes down like this when the predicted worst case scenario is like this. So this latent heat is very, very dangerous. And further, after the ice has melted, the latent heat will raise the Arctic temperature. The Arctic temperature will melt the permafrost much faster. The permafrost contains an immense amount of methane locked up in solid form, which will be released into the atmosphere. Methane is about 20 to 75 times as powerful as carbon dioxide. So we are aiming for a huge release of methane plus normal heating. And I predict, because the ice is not going to reform, the ice will gradually decrease, and less latent heat is going to be absorbed by the ice, and it will be released in the form of real heat, temperature rise. And I think that it is predicted that all the ice will be gone in the summer by the year 2013.
Oh my.
Previously, prior to 2007, scientists say that the ice will be gone in the summer in the Arctic by 2100. It's been shortened now to 2013. And when all the ice is gone in the summer, the heat will really come on. And when the heat comes on, the relative humidity in the air will decrease because warm air can hold a lot more water. So even though the amount of actual water vapor is much higher, but the saturation point is also much higher. So the relative humidity will decrease, which means there will be a global drying trend. So I'm predicting that as of 2013 onward, there will be a severe global drought, which will last 1 millennium or more. And if that and the Amazon is already desiccating. Lots and lots of Amazon areas have they're so dry that huge droughts are happening, and forest fires and so on. So we're really heading for deep trouble. And I'm just talking about the Amazon. I'm not even talking about anywhere else. And even the Amazon alone, we're going to lose 7 million species if that happens. And of course, the ocean, when it warms, it will become acidified. It is in the process of being acidified, and the plankton will be impacted upon. All the corals will be gone because the acid will not allow calcium carbonate to form the shells. They will be gone. And if the plankton is gone, the whales will be gone definitely. So we have to really go for that. But I commend Sea Shepherd for holding the fort right now and fighting this evil whaling industry. And I'm just an admirer introducing them right now. So thank you.
I'm almost there. Let me see. Not quite. Right in your minute.